Hi everyone, welcome to the Big Man Breakdown with Nathan. Hi bro, how are you?
Yeah, good man. Stress free. Do you know what? Yeah, sounds crazy. Like I had a little time to just forget about football. Yeah, and when you forget, like, because when Arsenal are not playing, yeah, and obviously they've had the African Cup of Nations and stuff like that, but it's just stress free. Arsenal can't ruin my weekend, so yeah, I'm stress free for a little while longer until tomorrow.
Yeah, so big game tomorrow. We'll not play this for a couple of weeks. We've been in poor form. Had a poor transfer window as well. So Arteta had his press conference today. He was saying the things you expect him to say. Is like, we did try and sign players, but we couldn't find players that were able to improve us. So we decided not to pursue anyone. Yeah. What were your thoughts about
that? Arteta, do you know what Arteta is? He's a politician. I think when you're a manager, you've got to be a politician as well. And that's all he's doing. Yeah, the board are just like, they use the board. Arsenal's board don't look for a manager that's gonna improve things or whatever. Not Arsenal's board looks for a manager that's gonna stabilize things, allow the business to keep rolling, someone that can go out there and just project exactly what they want them to do, who isn't gonna go against them or. At some point, like how Abba came out and said, "Oh, only problem I had was Arteta." Like these players, the same way we look at it and we say, "Do you know what? The board is messed up. We can see this for years and years and years." No one ever comes out and actually says, like afterwards, I don't know if they get hush money or whatever, not like the board's a mafia or something, but no one actually comes out and says, "Do you know what? Like it's the board's fault. Like the board should have done this. They wasn't backing the project of Arsenal." We never really hear that as such, so yeah, I would like to see more of that. And I can't really listen to him. To be honest with you, I skim through anything that he says because it's always contradictory, and all the stuff about the transfer window and all of that. You listen, man. Don't say you always got a certain group of Arsenal fans where will believe they'll lap up all of this stuff. Yeah, the ones that don't. Who know the bullshit deep inside, but they always want to sugarcoat and say, "Oh no, it's because we didn't want to go out there. What'd you rather do? Us go out there and spend?" But like, we're in the chance of West Ham are doing better than us. West Ham are churning. I know they've got games in hand, but West Ham are churning out wins. That's what we should be doing, yeah. But we should have went out and signed some players. I don't want to hear all this. We didn't want to. You from the summertime, you knew what we needed, yeah. So all those little backdoor negotiations should have been going on. So come January, we wouldn't have been in a position where we'd had to overspend because we'd have known we'd have had a couple of players that we could have signed. So yeah, it's all bollocks, man.
Yeah, poor planning, and as we know, he's not really going to admit that they messed up the transfer window.
It's not just all him though, it's Edu as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Edu's having coffees and like whatever and little croissants. Like, come on, mate. Like. It's you as well. It's the board. To be fair, the board backed them in the summertime. So I'm not a fan of the board, but at the same time, would they have given out the money? If we came in and said, look, from the summertime, these are the sort of players we want to target. We're going to negotiate. Can we have some kitty in the January to go out and get these players? Like, not wait until halfway through the January transfer window and towards the end where we've sold off most of our players. Squad's looking a little weak. Of course, if you go to a team last minute and say, "Oh, we want this now," they'll say, "Yeah, you can have him. You're messing us up." Why would another team? This is where Arsenal are stupid. We leave it to the last 5 days, 6 days to do the business. Of course, no other team's going to want to sell their player because then they have to go and hustle teams, and then they're going to have to spend even more money. So it's like, it's a knock-on effect. So of course they're going to charge us more. But it's Arsenal's business. If we'd done that from the start, like when Roma came to us and said, look, we want Maitland-Niles, not to pay him in central midfield, we're going to pay him at wing-back. He plays left wing-back for them, whatever, yeah? Plays 60 minutes for them. But they came and done the business early, and we should have just held on. But yeah, so we'll go around with the same stuff with Arsenal. So yeah, it's a broken record with that. So okay. I'm not trying to hear anything, Arteta. I don't want to hear what you've got to say. I want to see it on the pitch. You're saying the players, they've had enough break now. I was not a fan of having all this. Obviously, it's kind of through control, but I wasn't a fan of having this much of break. When we had the momentum, before we lost all those games, we should have just kept. I would have liked to have seen that just kept rolling.
So yeah, moving on now. We know we've got a big game coming up. We know the players have had a break. Arteta was saying in his press conference they've had a good chance to rest, reset, find some form. After the Burnley game, and it was really poor. It seemed like we were lacking energy. We weren't really pressing them, lack of pace. So we hope now we come back playing a lot better and, you know, they're refreshed. And another thing Arteta was saying about the injuries is Tomiyasu. He's been back to training.
That's a big injury.
Yeah, he's been back to training, but not. He said he's not training hard yet. He's got a reoccurring injury, so they're managing that. But apart from that, he didn't mention any injuries. So yeah, now looking ahead to the Wolves game. First, I want to start with your predicted lineup.
Let me just reverse back on that just 1 second though, yeah? With the Tomiyasu thing, I said this, and look how sick he played as well, was that Spence from Nottingham Forest, yeah? I said we should have taken a risk on him. Apparently he was floating around, he'd have been about 10. Even if it had been 15 million and we'd have loaned him back, that is a good player who we could have taken a risk on. And it's all this Tomiyasu problem. Like, he is someone that you could have just brought in, young, energetic, fits the mould of what we want to do. It's all bollocks, man. That was, yeah. But sorry, I just went off into a tangent. I was pissed.
Fine, man.
Pissed.
It's
Should have
fine.
let him in. Yeah, big game against Wolves. Do you know what the worst thing is? Is that we actually say it's a big game against Wolves. Listen to myself. Yeah, it's pathetic. A big game against Wolves. You think Man City, Liverpool, you think, you know what I say? Jesus Christ, we've got a big double header against Wolves. Oh, come on, man. That's where we've slipped to. Got a big game against Wolves. Since when? But yeah, like, I would like to see just a couple things change. I would like to, obviously they're talking about Martinelli up front and whatever not. I would like to start with Lacazette up front and Martinelli on the left. But what I would like to see is that when it's not working, let's try Martinelli up front, yeah? Or start with Martinelli and have Lacazette on the bench and then bring him on. But I would like to see, because what I find as well, no matter who we got up front, a lot of the time they get quite isolated. The reason why Lacazette doesn't is because Lacazette drops into the little pockets and drops deep and has to come pick up the ball. If you've got a striker that plays in the line or whatever not, and I'm not sure how much service we can give. So then, yeah, so if we got Partey and Xhaka in midfield, I believe that we can play, start with Lacazette. Keep it the same side that we went on that good run, winning run. And then, but if it doesn't work, man, switch it up. Give Martinelli. Sometimes you have to, if it's not working deep, coming deep, play on the line. And I think Martinelli can do a great job for us doing that. Arteta was talking about wants to put him there. Give him a go, man. He's the one that's on form for us. And I would like to see that. I would like to see also a lot more for our fullbacks. We can get at Wolves if our fullbacks are overlapping. Kieran Tierney hasn't been doing that. Has had a poor season. I'm a big fan of his. Has had a poor season attack-wise. We need him to be overlapping. We need, if it's Cedric starting on the right, he does get forward. Need him to be overlapping because Saka gets isolated too much on the right. Need him to be. So if we can get the fullbacks going, big game for the centre-backs as well. Gabriel and Ben White. They haven't been shaky, but they haven't been giving us, like, in these last few games. I think they need to be stand-up. But I think, obviously, they got no cover with the midfield. So I think if the midfield is there, I think, do you know what? I think if we're realistic, out of the two Wolves games, if we can pick up 4 points, it'd be lovely to pick up 6. But I think if we can pick up 4 points at the two Wolves games and then beat the other teams around it, I think that's a good margin. Because we always struggle against Wolves for whatever reason. I know they haven't got Toure and I can't remember who else, but we always struggle against them if you look at the statistics. And historically, we always struggle against them. So I would like to see us at least pick up 4 points minimum.
Okay, so what's your predicted score?
I think we beat them. I think we beat them 3-1.
Okay, that'd be nice.
I think we beat them 3-1. I think it's at home that we might do something stupid, or vice versa. But I think we can beat them 3-1.
Okay, I mean, just on Lacazette, as you're mentioning him, I just remembered Arteta has announced that he's going to be the captain to the end of the season. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on he's been the captain anyway. Who else are you going to give it to? Dumbass. Do you know what I mean? Who else are you going to give it to? Like, he's been captain anyway. Arteta comes out with news which is like not really news. It's just like bro, just focus on your hair dye and keeping your hair as black as possible. That's all you need to be doing. Like, don't stop giving us. Don't come out and give no press. Your press conferences are crap, man. I want to see it on the pitch. I don't want to hear nothing more from you. You've got a job until the end of the season for me. Yeah, they're talking about top 6. If he gets top 6, he can get a new contract. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Is that the club that we are? Top 6. He can get a new contract. Well done. Is that a good job? You've had nothing else to focus on. So nah, I don't wanna hear like nothing else from him. Like, I just want you to focus on what's going on the pitch. Show the fans, who pay so much, what you're doing on the pitch. That's it.
Yeah, so then looking at our rivals for the top 4 places now. So Man United played yesterday, lost.
Top 8. We're top 8. We're not top 4.
Okay, yeah, so Man United drew yesterday to Burnley 1-1. They also went out of the FA Cup survey on a poor run, really struggling. What's your thoughts on that?
They beat us. The Man United did beat us, innit?
Yeah.
Of course they did. Yeah, we're the only ones that were laid over and they just done us. Do you know what? It just goes to show, FA Cup always full of surprises. Look at Bournemouth going out. It's that sort of cup. Leicester went out as well, got spanked, and obviously Nottingham Forest beat us. So I'm not too worried about that. Man United have been poor for a long while now. But if you look at Man United's team, they've got all these Galacticos in there, but they can't gel them together. So I think they've got a massive project to deal with as well. But yeah, I think it's a bad run for Man United, but this is where the people have said it time and time again. It feels like the season that Leicester won the league. Yeah, obviously Man City are running away from it, but every team is slipping up. How did we not at least go out there and overspend on at least one player just to give us that boost? Tottenham are getting that boost because they brought in a few players just to put in there. I don't mind overspending on that one player if it will give us that boost. That's what we need now, man. That would have proper, just gave a nice little buzz around the squad, something fresh, new ideas. You've got this new player in there. You've got at least a little bit of energy. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, and then Tottenham are playing tonight. Hopefully Southampton can do us a favour there as well. I think they can. We'll see. And then West Ham, I told you, man. West Ham are slowly churning over games, man. That is it Bowen? How you say his name? Really, really, really good player. And the West Ham, Moyes is setting up his team right. This is what I want from Arteta. I don't want to hear you talking anymore. Just come out there and show us the results. That's what I want. You can only do so much as a manager. The players have got to do it as well. It's equally from both sides. But stop all the talking. Go out there. Let's get these results in there and actually put your money where your mouth is and just do that, man. And then come in the summertime, you'll have time to rebuild. If we can put in a top 4 challenge and we miss it by whatever and we're still in and about it, then you can look at Arteta and say, well, look, even with that limited squad, he did pretty well. Do you see what I'm saying to you? And then summertime, we can get in some additions and make a real go for it next year. But yeah, that's
okay. Yeah, well, let's try and keep positive.
No.
It's a big match tomorrow. As you said, it's a bit sad to say it's a big match, but in the situation we're in right now, playing Wolverhampton, one of our rivals. One of our rivals at the moment for the European places. Yeah,
listen, man, I know I get on Arteta, yeah, and I will keep on getting on. I'll be on his neck until the end of the season, yeah. But listen, man, I'm sick and tired of this. We have to do better. Stop, covering for the board and doing all this. Your internship is ending now. Yeah, I don't want to hear about new contract. I want you to now show it on the pitch. Show that you set up your team right. If the players ain't performing, you can say, well, look, I still need to whatever. Not, but you've got some good youth there. I'd like to see Hutchinson as well get at least a little 10 minutes or whatever. Not, yeah. Don't start. I don't want to see you bringing back out Sideways, man, and El Neni for the last 20 minutes. I don't want to see that. Bring on some nice youth, let them play, and let's see if we can get just a little spark. That's how you found Saka, that's how you found Smith Rowe, that's how you found these players, yeah. Not saying give them full games, I'm not a man like that, I don't think they're ready for that, but give them a little 10-20 minutes, go out there, here's your time to shine, my man. Go out there and do something. That could be the, instead of, because we didn't sign no one, that could be the energy that we need, man. Some good youth out there, do you know what I mean? Busting the gut, like, better than some of the players that just can't do that. You got Lacazette who's going, Eddie who's going. We've got a lot of, do you know what I mean? Stop giving these guys minutes all the time. Let some of these young boys come in and do a job. Simple.
That's what I was saying after the Burnley game. You know, we had a weak bench, but you know the players are there on the bench. It's not working.
Let them have a little 20 minutes. I'm not saying give them a full game. Let them. This is your time. 20, 25 minutes. Make some early subs. Give them a little half an hour. Go out there, shine. If you can't, we're not ready. That's how we learn. That's how we know. But imagine if they do, and we find the next big thing, and it carries us through for the rest of the season, and he shines, and he just is that like Saka done, like Smith Rowe done. Otherwise, send these guys on loan, man. Just don't have them there. There's no point in there holding up squad numbers. Send them on loan.
Yeah, with Hutchinson, like I was saying, we had that chance to throw him against Burnley. If it's not working, Burnley have not seen him play before, so like many teams, they want to see some of these younger players play. So it's a chance
man,
for us. Maybe they're not expecting, especially Hutchinson's very trickery, so they're not seeing the tricks he does.
I don't know what he'd have to do.
Breakthrough.
I don't know if he'd have to do Arteta's hair for him, for Arteta to let him on, but Arteta, his man management is poor, so I don't know what these players have to do, but do you know what it is? I think he punishes them because he was shit himself. Because he's such a dead midfielder and he sees all their talent, he punishes them. No, you got to do things this way. I wasn't allowed to because you didn't have the talent for it. But anyway, I'm going to keep positive. Yeah, positive Arteta vibes. Yeah.
One last thing on the press conference. So when he was asked about Aubameyang, and they said that Aubameyang said the problem was with Arteta, Arteta's response was, "I was the solution."
Solution to what? There's the thing. Yeah, I don't agree with. Well, I think when a player leaves, just piss off. Yeah, and like you're ruining your legacy at the club when you talk about the club, regardless if it's Arteta and we agree with him, less or no. I think sometimes it's better just to go to Barcelona and absolutely smash it, yeah, than that. You don't have to talk. You see what I'm saying? He goes Barcelona, banging in how many goals. You ain't got to talk. You ain't got to say nothing because the people can see that it was Arteta. When you come out and you start bad mouthing, regardless, Arteta's our manager, so we got to back him. And you're like, oh yeah, Arteta this, Arteta that, and Arteta as well. Shut your mouth. You don't have to come out and start talking either. You don't. Like, just focus on the players that you do have. You've got rid of him, yeah. Whether people agree or disagree, like, you just got to just shut up and continue with it. I hate sometimes because there's nothing. Do you know what it is? Because there's nothing to talk about Arsenal. We got to find little problems. There's always little things like Aubameyang went away and said this. Oh my God, Arteta has now said this. Like, tit for tat. Why don't we focus on the players? Focus on the why we didn't get these transfers. Just focus on the things that is important to the club. Aubameyang's gone. Forget Aubameyang and then move on. Do you know what I mean? We stick on news because it sells, but let's focus on the actual stuff which is going to progress our club forward. And it's as simple as that, man.
Yeah, one other thing they did say to him is that is Aubameyang going to be the last player that we have to pay to sell? He's like,
nah, Arsenal don't listen. Listen, we're a broken record, man. You know what we are? Groundhog Day. Yeah. Just constantly just waking up through nightmares. Yeah, same thing going over and over and over again. If we'd have learned from Ozil. Then we had Abba. Who will it be next? Just what I'm saying to you. Who will be the next Galactico that will... I can see it being Odegaard. Yeah. I can see Odegaard having us to ransom at some point. Remember I said this as well. I can see him being the one that will have us to ransom at some point. Give him a new contract. He wants to go back to Spain and whatever not. Try again at Real Madrid with Mbappe or someone. But yeah, I think personally, I just think we don't learn from our mistakes. We don't learn from this. I heard there was a contract thing with Martinelli, Saka, and Saliba. Like, this is what we need to be doing, signing them up to long term. If I was Saka, I'll be waiting to see what the club's going to do in the summer, transfer windows and stuff like that. He's already signed a long-term contract before, so if I'm him in that position, I'm not going to go against the club, but I want to see the reason why I signed the contract in the first place. Don't forget that was touch and go. The reason why I signed in the first place because you promised me this. Stick to those things and I'll re-sign. Simple. We can't be mad at him for that. Martinelli, I think, will sign. I think he understands and he wants to progress and wants to make himself. He's that sort of kid. Saliba is the one that we'll have to wait and see. I think that would be a good one to see if he does sign with all the Real Madrid talk and all of that. That would be an interesting one. If he signs, I reckon he'd be a wicked addition. For defenders, you've got Holding, who gives you a little bit different for those Burnley games and things like that. You've got Ben White, Gabriel, and then Saliba. I think 4 defenders, great, competing for each other. That's what you want. 2 in each position. Get another attacking right back. That's a solid defensive work. I think we'll be fine at defense. Then just focus on getting strikers, getting 2 midfielders, 2 strikers, and we'll be happy, man. Bring back Balogun, let him, or maybe let Balogun go on another. I reckon Balogun to a Premiership team coming up will be good. Get him some Premiership minutes will be good because he'll get more than he would at Arsenal. And yeah, man, but.
Big summer transfer window coming up, and last few months to the season. Get winning again.
Winning feeling back, man. I reckon we'll do alright tomorrow. I think it's after that we'll get gassed. It's Brentford's hard. The Wolves at home, it's those ones where we're expected to win. Those are the ones I'm more worried about.